Now, let's be honest, you don't get a quiet week in British politics anymore, but this week children were on a break from school and Parliament was, as usual at this time of year, expected to wind down a bit. Then on Monday, 7 Labour MPs left their party.
And on Tuesday, another one followed. And on Wednesday, 3 Conservative MPs left their party. All of them said politics in the UK was broken and that their respective parties had moved too far to the extreme. Take a listen to the week so far.
I cannot remain in a party that I have today come to the sickening conclusion is institutionally anti-Semitic.
I'm furious that the Labour leadership is complicit in facilitating Brexit.
Any criticism of the leadership is responded to with abuse.
The honourable thing, the usual thing for them to do now is to stand down and fight by-elections back in their constituencies.
I'm not leaving the Conservative Party. It's left us.
And we have a Prime Minister bullied into submission by the ERG and is now dragging the country and Parliament, kicking and screaming, to the edge of a no-deal abyss. I'm done.
I very much hope that in time they will feel able to come back into the Conservative family, which is a very, very broad church.
Instead, that's the week so far. There's still 3 days left. I'm joined now by academic Maya Goodfellow and journalist Tom Harwood. Good evening to both of you. And perhaps a question that, well, Maya, you go first and then Tom follow on. Which party comes out worst from this?
I think this isn't really very good for any party. It's always going to be difficult to lose MPs, but I think the Conservative Party are the party of government right now. They are the party that are in control of the Brexit negotiations. They are the party that has been in control of what has been a disastrous economic policy for the past 9 years now. So to lose MPs at this time for them is really, really damaging, and it is not a good look, I don't think.
Tom?
Losing MPs for any party is not a good look, but we've got to remember the context in which they're being lost. The Labour Party's lost 8 MPs and they're expected to lose up to 30 over the next few weeks. The Conservative Party have only lost 3 MPs who are basically operating as independents in this Parliament anyway. Really, the Labour Party has driven out these MPs through the seismic shift it's been under in the last 2 years. So I think there's no question that the Labour Party has come off worse from this, and the polls bear this out. The Conservative Party has jumped into an 8% lead.
Tom, Maya, there are 40 days or under to go until Brexit. What on earth do they actually achieve by leaving their parties at this point?
I mean, I think this is actually part of the problem. It seems to be an incredibly bad time to do this. And if they had these objections, in particular these Conservative MPs, why didn't they jump ship earlier? And I think now the question really should be why aren't we having by-elections? Why is it that they think they can stand down from their party but continue to remain as MPs after they stood in an election on those party manifestos and as representatives of those parties? Very few people in the country can name their MP. They know who to vote for in terms of the party, which party is most persuasive to them. And now we're seeing MPs who, for the past 2.5 years, have said that we should be having some kind of second referendum, that we should go back to the people, that the people should be heard and should be trusted to make sensible decisions. They've made a significant decision in terms of stepping down from their parties, and they are not going back to the people to ask them what they think about that. What do these politicians stand for? Politics is not just a game of personalities. It's about policies that affect people's lives every single day. What do these politicians stand for now that they've left their parties? We don't know, and they don't seem to be able to answer those questions. So to do it at this time is incredibly, I think, messy, but also to do it in this way where it seems like they aren't really standing for much at all is also not a particularly good look for them.
Tom, same question to you. What do they stand for?
Well, it's pretty clear that the Labour defectors, if you will, had a very broad range of issues that they disagreed with their party on, whether it was Brexit, whether it was anti-Semitism, whether it was Trident, whether it was broad economic policy, nationalisation. All of these issues they had drifted from their party, or indeed the Labour Party had drifted so far from the position it was in 2010 when most of these MPs got elected. Whereas for the Conservative Party, actually, it's very spurious, the reasons that were posed for the defections. What we saw saw was 3 Conservative MPs who were all very upset over Brexit, but who were somehow trying to claim that the Conservative Party had been under the same sort of process over the last 3 years as the Labour Party has, which is patently nonsense. The Conservative Party entered the election in 2017 decrying and denouncing both the socialist left and the libertarian right. All the commentators were saying Theresa May has parked her tanks on Labour's lawn, that Theresa May was offering a centrist pitch to the country, and we saw that. The tax burden now, currently, is the highest it's been in 50 years. We've never spent more on social services, and we're heading for a soft Brexit.
The problem here is that the Labour Party has not just drifted to the left since 2010. What has happened, there has been a member-led movement encouraging it to move to the left for policies that we need in this country. So this idea that this new party or this new group of MPs represents a shift and they're saying politics is broken, these are some of the people who broke politics in the first place. Anna Soubry saying she supports George Osborne's economic packages, which has been austerity, which has damaged people up and down the country. We've seen an increase in food banks, a huge increase in homelessness. These are policy decisions that are made by a government that's been in power now for 9 years. Someone like Anna Soubry is basically saying she supports all of those decisions. So to say that they are trying to fix politics, well, I would like to see some reflection about how they helped break it in the first place.
I'll agree with you there on the hypocrisy of Anna Soubry, because really she's saying that she supported the coalition government, that she supported the decisions that George Osborne made, and now she's saying that somehow Theresa May's Conservative Party is too right-wing. Theresa May's Conservative Party has ended austerity and abandoned many of the decisions that were taken under Cameron. It's objectively to the left of the previous Cameron government. And now Anna Soubry, Heidi Allen and Sarah Wollaston are somehow trying to claim that it's in the grip of the European Research Group, of the right wing of the Tory party. I'm sorry, but we're heading for an incredibly soft Brexit. Theresa May is pushing her deal that would potentially keep us trapped in a customs union forever, that would have a high degree of regulatory alignment with the EU. This is a totally centrist position that the Conservative Party holds right now.
Tom and Maya, we've only got a few seconds left. I want both of you to make a prediction. Is this the end of it? Tom, you thought there were more Labour MPs going to go. Will more Conservatives go? Give us one sentence.
It's very unlikely that more than 1 or 2 more Tories will go, but there'll be a whole host more Labour MPs.
And Maya, will there be a whole host more?
There may be more, but it's not necessarily the end of it. But I think this kind of spark and excitement will eventually fizzle out when we see that they have very little important policies to offer people.
Maya Goodfellow, Tom Harwood, thanks both very much. Spirited conversation. Thank you.